Good, y'all don't need an intro. You already got it somewhere in one of those clips and vlogs. But I want to get out the backstory, man. But before I start speaking, show them the video, you know? So, having this view and sitting down, it has me thinking, like, at one point in time, I wasn't having positive experiences with life. I was having negative experiences where it felt like everything was against me. It felt like everything was falling on top of me, tower after tower. If y'all ever watch YouTube and you get readings, or you watch them card tarot readings, and they say the tower is falling, you know, that stuff was no joke for me. Like, I had towers falling me left and right. Like, it seemed like everything that I thought was once real, it fell apart, and my reality came crashing down. And for a while after it came crashing down, I was in a dark state. I was in a dark place for a very long time, for like 2 years. And 2 years was with me being homeless. And technically, really 3. But I was on and off the streets. I was couch hopping. I didn't even have a couch to hop on. I had to hop on concrete. I remember sleeping in parking garages. I remember sleeping in elevators and not pushing the button because the lights will cut off and the elevator won't go up if nobody's using the elevator. And especially at 12 in the morning, everybody's in their bed. And I would used to do that to stay warm. I remember one time where, I didn't have no blanket to keep me warm or nothing like that, and I was sleeping in laundromats. And the laundry owner of the person kicked me out of the laundromat. True story too. And it was me and a girl. Like, once me and a girl was on the streets doing this one point in time, and she stood by my side. She didn't switch up. She didn't change up. Of course, we had to go through things and learn because we're not together now. But I was alone for a while, homeless, and then I ended up meeting somebody who was willing to go through that with me. But I say all that to say, as of now, I'm experiencing finer things in life. I'm experiencing more positive experiences. And I can go into more details about my homelessness in another video for y'all, but you would never think I went through stuff like that. You would never think, a guy who's confident, smile, teeth white, eat right. Like, even now, like, I've noticed, like, back then, I only was able to eat what was available to me. Imagine not having a choice to pick what you want to eat. You're only eating what's given. So you don't know if a person chewed up your food, spit it out. All you're doing is getting handed a plate, and you have no choice but to humble yourself and eat it. Because if you don't eat, you don't know when your next meal gonna be. That is the life of the streets. That is the life of homelessness. That is the life of sleeping in the airport, asking people, can I get $5, $10 just to go get a bowl of fries from a hotel because the hotel is connected to the airport, and you bumming asking people. You'd be surprised. It ain't about race, but a lot of people that gave me money to get something to eat was a lot of white people. I mean, obviously a lot of white people travel and stuff, but I remember even some black families too. I remember talking to a black guy one time, and I was like, man, I'm young and I'm homeless. I just need something to eat for the night. Like, I used to think about what can get me in the moment. I didn't think like long term. I was like, okay, if I get $10, I can know I'll be able to eat for the night. Like, I remember back then not even knowing where I'm gonna lay my head. I remember back then telling myself, I'm not gonna get no sleep tonight because there is no stable place for me to sleep tonight. Because the last spot I went to, it was too hot. And then if it's too hot, you get flipped. And if you get flipped, you get arrested. So I was just always on the run. I remember my mindset and mental health was so fucked up that I was just like constantly in an anxious state. And that's how I attracted that person. I was anxious and she was avoidant. So we wasn't even really in love, even though we was going through fucked up shit together. And you really know if somebody, this is how you know if somebody really with you, if they go through some fucked up shit with you, because you can know that they'll be able to stand the pain. They'll be able to stand the rain because y'all both been in the rain before. So, I was thinking that girl was my forever, and it hurt me for us to separate. But in the end, who I was then was not the person she deserved to be with, because I was so messed up, so fucked up. I was so negative. I was just not right. And it's kind of getting me emotional because this is not, and I don't want to cry in front of y'all, but this is, looking back from then all the way to now, this is like really like, it's really it's a gift to be able to sit here now and just enjoy finding things. And my life hasn't really changed much, but as far as internally, I feel better about myself. I can wake up with a smile on my face and just feel more exuberant, feel more joy, feel more gratitude and not wake up and be running off of fucking 2 hours of sleep. I used to run off an hour to 2 hours of sleep because being out there, you always moving. So something like this, I would lay on the city buses. I would sleep on, and then being dirty for 58 days. This is before I even thought of sink showers. I didn't think of a sink shower at that time. Fucking scratching myself. I remember putting myself to the test to see if I could still talk to girls, and I wanted to see if they would still fuck with me. I would be like, yeah, I'm homeless, and I remember smelling dirty, smelling musty, sweaty. I was stinking in the motherfucker. 58 days, bro. My drawers had. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time because my drawers was not. They was not the original. It was a different color, but I say all that to say, man, look at the view, and I'm gonna go ahead and end it.